Hey guys, Elrigu Namaskara. Welcome to Software Traveler. I just completed my Maldives trip this week, and there is a lot of information I need to share with you guys. So when I planned my trip to Maldives, as per the government rules, there is a lot of protocols that you need to follow and a lot of forms that you need to fill. So I'll go through all of these one by one. It's pretty simple, nothing to worry about. So the first thing that you need to do when you're traveling to Maldives is take the Rtpcr test, that is the COVID-19 test, 48 hours before your travel, that is prior to your travel. Let's say if your flight is on Sunday 1 p.m, you have to provide your sample to any ICMR laboratory after Friday 1 p.m. So first thing that you need to note before taking the Rtpcr test is when you go to any ICMR approved laboratory or hospital. So I took it in Apollo Hospital. So what you have to do is you have to tell them this is for international travel, and your passport name and number should be exactly the same in your Rtpcr report. So because this is for international travel and this solely depends on your airlines, so some airlines might question saying that your name is not same as the passport because there's been a lot of fake Rtpcr test over the last few months at some parts. So it is always better you tell the airlines, you tell the hospital that the Rtpcr test should have, the report should have the same name as in the passport, and the passport number should visible in your Rtpcr report. So this is a very mandatory thing. Or you might go through unnecessary questioning saying your name is not proper, etc. Because for us Indians, Aadhaar card and the passport will have a different name. As in my Aadhaar card there is no middle name, whereas in my passport there is first name, middle name and last name. The middle name is not expanded in my Aadhaar card. So it is always better to take a copy of your passport and carry your original passport. So I got my Rtpcr test done in Apollo Hospital, which is a well-known reputed hospital. So you can get your COVID test done in any approved laboratory. So it is always safe to take your copy of your passport and tell them that your Rtpcr report should have the exact details as your passport. So once your Rtpcr test is done, the hospital would send you a QR code. So that QR code, if you scan through Google Lens yourself, you will be able to download your report. So that's exactly what the airlines is going to do. So once you go into the counter in the airport, let's say your counter number is 10. So once you go into the counter number, they're going to check your physical Rtpcr test. Yeah, you have to carry a hard copy of your Rtpcr report and not a soft copy. So when you carry your hard copy of your Rtpcr report, so they are going to scan the QR code and they are going to download the report. So once they download the report, they will come to know whether this report is legit or not. So my suggestion for you guys is to take the physical copy of the Rtpcr report to the airport, so there is less hassle, and you can clear you can get the boarding pass very easily, and you can pass on to the immigration. So the first part is the Rtpcr test, which is done. So if you have any questions on this particular Rtpcr test, so please let me know in the comments, or you can ping me on Instagram directly. So I'll definitely reply to your messages. So the second most important thing, let's say your Rtpcr test is negative. So what next? So the point number two. So point number two is there is something called as Imuga Form that you need to fill before going to Maldives. So I'll just share my screen and show you guys how to fill the Imuga Form. It's a very basic form. You just have to upload your COVID certificate, your vaccination certificate, and your stay in Maldives. It's all very basic information that you guys would have filled a lot of times over the past few years. So I'll just share my screen and show you guys the exact report on how to fill or just the basic screenshot of how to fill the Imuga portal. So once you click on the link in the description in the video, so you will see this Imuga portal. So the Imuga portal I was talking about is the same thing. So once you select this particular link, you will be able to see two sections here. So one is arrival and one is the departure. So when you're traveling from Bangalore or India to Maldives, you need to select the arrival tab, and the details are very simple and very straightforward. So no need to worry about anything. The only thing that you have to note is you don't have to miss out on is the upload the Rtpcr test that you have taken from your local city. For me it was Bangalore, so wherever you get the Rtpcr test, then just upload the result copy here. So when you're returning back from Maldives to Bangalore, the same thing needs to be followed. Just select departure and the details are pretty much the same. There is no difference. I couldn't see any difference. You just need to upload a photo of yourself, a normal passport size with white background would suffice, and you can come down and upload the RT-PCR test taken in Maldives. So this is pretty much straightforward, and once you submit this, so you will be getting a QR code. So the QR code would look something like this. So upon arrival, you would get a QR code once you fill the form. So this is for arrival section that I showed in the Imuga portal. So you have to just present this over to the boarding counter wherever to whichever airport you go. So they'll scan this and verify whether your Imuga is legit or not. So Imuga form should be filled exactly 24 hours to the prior to your travel. So let's say Sunday 1 p.m. is your travel. So you have to Sunday 1 p.m. is your flight. So the departure of your flight is on Sunday 1 p.m. So you have to fill this form only after Saturday 1 p.m. So let's say if you fill the form on Saturday 10 a.m. so the QR code is only valid for 24 hours. So once you fill this form, you'll get a QR code. So this QR code will only be valid for 24 hours. So if you think that, okay, let me fill the form at Saturday 10 a.m. Not fill after the boarding time, then your QR code will be invalid, and once you go to the airport, you may have to fill the Imuga form again. Please remember that this is only to be filled after prior 24 hours only prior to your travel. So like I said, if your Sunday 1 p.m. is your flight, you have to fill this form only after Saturday 1 p.m. So it's better to fill around Saturday 5 or 6 p.m. when your flight is at Sunday 1 p.m. To fill the Imuga form. So they'll show you get a valid QR code, and this QR code will be scanned at the airport. So once you take this QR code, again please take a hard copy. It's always safe to take the hard copy of the QR code, take a printout of it. So once you take the printout, they're going to verify this Imuga QR code, that is the arrival QR code in the airport. So only if the QR code is valid, you will be cleared and pushed to the immigration. If you do not fill this form, you will not be entertained and you will not be able to travel to Maldives. Please remember this information. So the travel agency might tell you or might not tell you, but this is a legit information. So I'll link all the links in the description below, and I've already shared with you guys the procedure or the screenshot on how to fill the Imuga portal. So let's say your RT-PCR test is negative, your Imuga form, arrival form is done, and you are in Maldives. You are enjoying your holiday. So now let's say your flight is like 3 or 4 days once you reach Maldives. So let me take this example. So you have reached Maldives on 1st of November and your return flight is on 5th of November. So exactly 48 hours, the same rules in Maldives. So the same rules in Maldives. So if your flight is on 5th of November, then you have to take your RT-PCR test or provide the sample after 3rd of November, exactly 48 hours. The same rules that I explained for Bangalore, the same RT-PCR test, you will have to take it in Maldives as well. So there will be clinics in Maldives as per your resort or as per your island. So there was a particular clinic in my resort called Oluveli Clinic, which I'm just going to share it to you, which I'm just going to share it on my screen right now. So it's very simple. You just have to go to the clinic like how you do it in India, like how I got it done in Bangalore. So just very simple process. Just go give you a sample. So they will give the test within 12 hours, like how they do in India. So they'll give the test within 12 hours or 24 hours, depending upon the laboratory and depending upon the number of samples they have. So once your RT-PCR test is negative, so first thing in India, COVID test done, Imuga arrival form done. So in Maldives, your RT-PCR test is negative. So next, so while coming back to India, let's say your flight, the same example, let's say your flight is at 5 p.m. back to India from Maldives. So you have to fill 2 forms, not 1 form. So the first form that you need to fill is the Imuga departure form. So again, I'll share it on my screen. Just have a close look at it. So the Imuga departure form is same as the arrival form. You just have to mention the basic details. You have to upload your RT-PCR report. So it is always better to carry your laptop when you're going to Maldives. I know it's a vacation, but it's always better you carry your laptop. I carried my laptop to this vacation because it's always easier to upload stuff in your laptop, and the resort might give you a system to do this, but it's always better to carry your laptop and keep your laptop in the safe in the hotel, so that there is no issues or there is no theft with your laptop. So carry your laptop, take all the forms, required forms and your ticket soft copies in a pen drive, and make it a very organized trip. So that's what I did for my trip, and it was all smooth for me. So once you're back. So your RT-PCR test is negative in Maldives. So you have to fill 2 forms. So like I was mentioning, one is the Imuga departure form that I've already linked in the description, and I've shared my screen and shown it to you. So the second very important thing is the Air Suvidha form that you need to fill. So this is not for Maldives, this is from anywhere outside India. If you are coming from any country outside India to India, you need to fill the Air Suvidha form. Air Suvidha form is just like the Imuga form, there is no difference. You just have to fill the Air Suvidha portal. I've linked it in the description. So you have to fill this Air Suvidha form, fill each and every detail. It is very similar to Imuga form. You just have to upload your COVID certificate, your vaccination certificate, your vaccination date, your seat number as well. So it's must that you must do your web check-in, and your flight number and your PNR number. So you have to upload all. You have to fill all your basic details in the Air Suvidha form, like you do it your Imuga departure form. So once all of this is done, so one more important information is, once you fill the Imuga form, you will be getting a QR code. But once you fill the Air Suvidha form, you will get a soft copy, like a PDF, to your email. So you will not get a QR code, you will get a service request number starting with SR. I'll just try to show it on my screen. Now coming to the Air Suvidha that I was talking about. So Air Suvidha is very simple again. Just try to fill all the details. You have to upload your passport copy, you'll have to upload your RT-PCR test, you have to upload your final dose of vaccination, and everything else remains pretty much same. And once you click on submit, so you would receive an email something like this. I've just blocked out my service request, so you would get, thank you for submitting your self-declaration form. Your application for self-declaration form has been forwarded to Airport Health Organization to India. So this would generate a service request number. So once you reach the immigration in Maldives, and once you come back to the immigration in Bangalore, so this is the form that you need to submit, and a soft copy would do. So this is the service request number they'll be looking for. So once they once you provide the service request number, they'll compare it with their database, so they can see the match in the details such as name and the passport number, or the service request number. So this is pretty much it. So if you have any details, please feel free to reach out to me. So once all of this is done, you're good to travel. So you can clear your immigration easily in the Maldives airport, and you'll be back to India. So without any hassle, everything will go smooth. Now the very important question. So what if you test positive for COVID-19? So unfortunately, if you test positive for COVID-19 in India or in Maldives, you will not be allowed to travel. If you test COVID-19 positive in India, when you give the test in the ICMR approved laboratory, you must have to self quarantine for 7 or 14 days. I don't know the exact rule, and many people may think that I gave an RT-PCR test today, it's positive, so I'll go to another hospital and give the RT-PCR test. So that you cannot do it. So once you give the RT-PCR test, your details will be uploaded to the ICMR laboratory. So you cannot give multiple tests within a span of 24 hours. Please remember that. You can check with the hospital for further information. So if your COVID-19 is negative before you start the trip in India, you will not be allowed to travel. So if you go to Maldives, and if you're positive, so if your COVID-19 is positive in Maldives, you will not be allowed to travel to India. You will have to self quarantine for 7 days or 10 days depending upon the rule set by the island or the resort. So now you are COVID-19 negative, so your room number is 001. So there is a person in room number 002. If he tests positive for COVID-19, so immediately the island would be locked down for 3 days. Please remember this. The island would be locked down for 3 days, and you, even though you have tested for COVID-19 negative, you will not be allowed to leave the island for 3 days. That was the rule in my island that I traveled. So it depends on island, but most probably this will be the rules to whichever island you travel. So please keep in mind that if you test COVID-19 positive in any of these scenarios, you will not be allowed to travel. And if you have an option before traveling to postpone your trip or to reschedule your trip, so that you have to speak to your travel agency if you're booked through a travel agency, or if you're booked individually. So you have to check with a particular island resort saying you have tested for COVID-19 positive and you need to reschedule this trip. So please keep in mind this time when you're traveling through COVID-19, there is a lot of protocols, lot of measures need to be done. So my advice to anyone traveling to Maldives is, before 14 days, like let's say your flight is on December 1st. So from November 15th to December 1st, try not to go to crowded places or restaurants. So that's what we did. We did not go to any crowded places or restaurant 15 days prior to the travel. So try to make less contact with people. Try to go out very minimal. So until you give the sample. So try to stay indoors and try to protect yourself, social distance, and and wear mask. So that is the only way you can get, to complete a very successful trip. So try not to go outside and try not to go to crowded places like cinema halls or a restaurant. So that's what we did. It's a very lame thing to do, but I know. But if you want to travel and have a successful trip, so these are the precautions you need to take. So be very careful in traveling, and if you have any questions regard to COVID-19 or Imuga portal or Air Suvidha portal, like I said, it is always advisable to take the laptop to your trip. So any questions on all these three things I explained, please comment on the comment section, or please ping me on Instagram. I can share my number with you. You can call me and we can speak. So I'm trying to make things easy for others to travel. So there's no junk in this video. So there's point to point. So I've put a lot of effort to get all of this information and record this in a video. So I hope this information is really helpful, and please do subscribe. Subscribing is really free of cost, so you don't have to pay anything. So I hope you subscribe and like my videos, so it will motivate me to travel more and share more informative videos with you. So there are very less countries actually for Indians to travel, but I'm planning for those countries to travel and try to travel as much as possible during this COVID-19 pandemic, taking the precautions. So I hope this video is informative. See you guys.